When you say certain words to your cat, do you realize what they actually hear? It sounds simple, just everyday things you say without thinking, but behind those words, there are meanings your cat has quietly linked to love, safety, and trust. And if you use them the wrong way, which most owners accidentally do, you can confuse the bond without noticing. 1. Saying their name in your soft voice. Do you ever notice how your cat reacts differently when you say their name in that softer voice you only use for them? It is not the word itself that reaches them. It is the tone wrapped around it. Cats are experts at reading emotional cues in sound, and your gentle version of their name becomes one of the strongest signals of affection they ever receive. Here's the part most people never realize. Cats trust softness more than volume. When you lower your voice and stretch the sound just a little, it tells them your nervous system is calm, and your cat relies on your emotional state to understand their own safety. This is why even shy or distant cats inch closer when they hear that softer version of their name. It feels like a warm invitation. And here's something even more surprising. Studies show that cats remember the specific sound patterns we use during calm moments. They store them as emotional memories. In fact, the way you say their name during peaceful routines becomes a kind of love code in their mind. It becomes the sound that means you are safe. You are my person. You belong with me. There is something even more powerful that we will talk about later in the video. A simple word that reaches them even deeper than their name. You will see why when we get to it. 2. It's okay. Have you ever noticed how your cat freezes when something startles them, then looks straight at you to see what you do next? In that moment, the word you say matters more than the noise itself. When you say, "It is okay," in a slow, steady voice, your cat treats it like an emotional anchor. It becomes the phrase that tells them the world is not as scary as it feels. Cats watch our reactions to decide how they should feel. When you stay calm and repeat that phrase, it lowers their stress faster than touch. Many owners try to pet their cat when they are anxious, but the words reach them first because sound travels through fear faster than physical contact. Your voice becomes their signal of safety. Here is the deeper truth. Over time, your cat ties this phrase to relief. Fireworks, thunderstorms, loud guests, vet trips. Every time you use the same soothing word, it becomes a tiny ritual of protection. It teaches them that fear passes, and you are the one who guides them through it. That association builds trust in a way that few actions can. And hey, before we move to the next one, make sure to hit like and subscribe so we can get this video to more people who love their cats as much as you do. 3. Good girl or good boy. Have you ever said good girl or good boy without thinking and noticed your cat pause for a second as if they understand more than they should? These praise words are powerful because they land during moments when your cat is already tuning into your emotional state. Cats may not understand the definition, but they understand the warmth inside it. Here is why this phrase matters so much. When you use it during positive behaviors like using the litter box, scratching the right spot, or coming when called, your cat connects the sound of that praise with approval. That approval triggers a small release of feel-good chemicals in their brain. It sparks the same emotional reward that strengthens the bond between kittens and their mothers. Even adult cats respond to this pattern. Praise signals predictability, and predictability makes a cat feel safe. When your cat hears those words in a calm, happy tone, it confirms that they did something right. And for a sensitive animal that relies on subtle cues, that feeling is worth more than most owners realize. 4. Come here, said gently. You know that moment when you pat the couch or tap your leg and say "come here" in a soft voice? Cats pay close attention to this one because it is never just about the words. It is about how welcome they feel in that exact second. When you say it gently without pressure, they read it as an invitation rather than a command. Cats hate being forced, but they love being included. A soft "come here" tells them they can enter your space on their own terms. This is why confident cats walk over with their tail up and shy cats approach slowly but still move forward. The phrase carries safety, permission, and belonging. There is also something subtle happening in your tone. When your voice lifts a little at the end, it signals warmth. When you stay seated or lean back while saying it, it signals trust. And cats read both instantly. Over time, this simple phrase becomes a moment of connection they choose to participate in. It becomes a shared ritual, not a directive. 5. Are you hungry? Watch how fast your cat appears the moment you say, "Are you hungry?" It is not just the promise of food. Cats hear this phrase as a signal that you understand their needs before they even ask. In the animal world, anticipation builds trust, And this simple question becomes one of the strongest trust builders in your entire relationship. When you say it consistently, your cat learns that you pay attention, that you notice their routines, that you take care of them without hesitation. Even the tone you use matters. Most people raise their voice slightly when asking this question, and that lift sounds playful to a cat. It feels friendly, warm, and familiar. There is also a biological link behind it. Eating is one of the most vulnerable moments for a cat. They lower their guard. They stop scanning for threats. They rely completely on their environment. When you become the person who announces safety before every meal, you take on a role that is deeper than feeding. You become the guardian of their comfort. 6. Bedtime. Have you ever noticed how your cat starts moving differently when you say bedtime or anything close to your nightly routine words? Cats are creatures of pattern. They love knowing what happens next. When you repeat the same phrase every night, it becomes a cue that the world is settling down and that you are settling down with them. This word works because night is when cats bond the deepest. The house gets quiet, the energy drops. They read your calm voice as an invitation to relax beside you. When you say bedtime, you create a little ritual that tells them the day is over and they are safe to rest near you. Some cats even follow you to the bedroom because this phrase signals comfort and belonging. Over time, it becomes more than a routine. It becomes a shared moment, a phrase they link to warmth, closeness, and security. They may stretch, blink slowly, or curl into their favorite spot because they know that this is the peaceful part of the day when nothing threatens their sense of home. 7. The soft thank you. There is a moment almost every cat owner has lived through. Your cat brings you a toy, sits beside you, curls in your lap, or gives you that slow blink. And without thinking, you whisper a soft, "Thank you." Most people do not realize how deeply this lands. Cats notice the softness in your voice more than the word itself, and that quiet tone signals deep appreciation. Cats understand effort. When they offer you something, they are giving their version of affection or trust. Your gentle response tells them their gesture mattered. It reinforces that choosing you was the right decision. Even the calm way you breathe when you say it becomes part of the emotional message. This phrase also strengthens reciprocity. In nature, cats bond through small exchanges, and your soft thank you mirrors that pattern. It becomes a moment where both of you acknowledge the connection. No pressure, no excitement, just quiet recognition. For many cats, this is the moment they feel closest to you.